Hey guys, real quick before we start this episode, if you find yourself enjoying what you're listening to and you would like to support this content further, you can follow the link to Heather's Patreon and become a patron to get exclusive content, extra episodes, and unseen footage. And as always, thank you for listening to this podcast, and we hope you love today's episode.
Welcome to Master Muse. I'm your host, Heather Lovelady. How are we doing today? Are we up and at 'em? Are we super excited for a brand new Monday? Guys, get up. Get out of bed. Okay, you're already out of bed. You're doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. Listen, it's a brand new week. We're in the middle of the summertime. For most of us, we're in the middle of summertime, or we're just starting summertime. Well, whatever it is, I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you, and I hope you're getting some pool time or some lake time or river or ocean time or beachside, some relaxing something. I hope you're getting it. Also, today's episode, we have Ambergrove. This is a music project. Our guest is anonymous, mysterious guest. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. Guys, get ready to, have some lemonade. How about an Arnold Palmer? I feel like whoever named him weren't really thinking about how easy it is to say Arnold and then Palmer right after it. It's kind of Arnold Palmer. I don't know if you have a difficult time saying that, but that's half lemonade, half sweet tea. Did you know that? And at Chick-fil-A, they call it a Sunjoy. How dare they? How do you take a drink that already has a name and then name it something else? I guess you can do that if you're Chick-fil-A. Anywho, enjoy today's episode of Master Muse. Welcome to Master Muse, Ambergrove. I'm so excited to have you today. You're really our representative today for Ambergrove.
Yes, thank you. I'm really happy to be here on the show with you, Heather. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you coming on. Okay, so I'm going to read this tiny little thing for those that are listening that want to understand that, yes, I am talking to a person, but Ambergrove is an artist collective. It is not defined by its members, but by the art and the connection shared amongst each other, a super group of sorts with one goal in mind, to make something timeless that will last through the ages. It has many hands, many feet, and many faces. It is partnered with artists from all walks of life and with different musical backgrounds, from the very first note played all the way to the last click of the mouse from the recording engineers. Every vibration has been felt long before it has ever existed. So this is an art project.
It is. It is an art project, yeah. I don't like to call it like a band,
Okay.
or at least a traditional, terminology of what a band is per se, or I like to call it an art project. It's kind of like akin to, I don't know, I guess like when you're a kid, right? And you just pick up a piece of paper and you start coloring on it and drawing on it, but you don't really, maybe you have like a vision in mind and maybe you don't, but you do it anyway. And that's sort of what this is. It's not about music industry. It's not about any of that stuff. It's just an art project.
Okay, so can you tell me, we're not going to identify you specifically, but can you tell me kind of your relationship, maybe your first memories of music and how you fell in love with music to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I grew up in a musical household. My father was and is a session bass player. I grew up a lot around the bass, and he taught me a lot of things on bass. He made me go into orchestra in middle school, where I played the upright bass, and I think I played the cello for like a year, but I was just awful at that. But more importantly, I grew up in a household that it was never about music. It was never about genre. It was just about music. So there were so many different genres of music that were playing in my house. Like I'm talking like sky's the limit, like West African music, like jazz, metal, pop, everything was going on in my household. I kind of give all my credit to him for getting me into this.
Did he have just a general curiosity about music? I mean, was he like going to the record store and being like, oh, this looks cool, I like the name of this or the look of this, let's see what it's about?
That was me. So he started out. So he actually started off. I don't know. He just kind of like, I don't know how he actually got into it. That's something I need to ask him. But he's been playing. He played the bass his whole life, and that's all he knows how to play. But he just shreds. Like his main influence is Jaco Pastorius, legendary jazz bass player. But so and he has no schooling, no theory or anything. He just he just
plays by ear.
He just taught himself, plays by ear. I, on the other hand, I was the one who was going to the music stores at a young age, pointing at things. This sounds cool. Let me listen to it. Doing all of that. And then I also, the biggest credit I think I want to give is that I was forced to play. I mean, not by gunpoint, but I was forced to play music. Nothing traumatic. Not like that.
10-year-old. No. This is the end of you if you don't get out there with that bass.
No. But so he'd bring me around a lot to like some of the bands that he was in, and he actually made me participate in them or like join them, and he got the bands to let me in. So one of the bands
starting
that he was
at what age?
Oof, I was in my early teens, and okay. I didn't really want to play music. Like I was more interested in like actually it was even before my early teens. It was like I was playing with my like action figures still, and I was like getting incorporated into these bands and stuff. And like one of them was this like because I grew up in Washington D.C. but currently live in California. But one of them was like a West African world music band that he was in, and they were called Bottomland, and I got to play percussion. I got mentored by a percussionist, and I got to play percussion in that band, and we got to play like shows like at the Kennedy Center in DC and like really big venues that I didn't care about. Like I was just like, get me off the stage. I want to like hang out with my friends, you know?
I mean, in retrospect, do you feel like you wish you would have kind of understood the I think magnitude of
in the moment I kind of wish I did, but I like that I didn't because I do now. So it's like a full circle thing, you know? Anyway, grew up doing that a lot. And then in my teens, that's when I started, I'm doing this for real. Like, this is like what I want to do. I'm a musician now, you know, like.
Okay. What turned the corner for you? What made you, what lit it all up? Got your vibes going and you're going, okay, this is the person I am now.
Well, I was sick of role playing it in my head. Like, so I was just like, you know what? I'm just like alone in my apartment at the time, just like making up songs in my head, not doing anything with them, but like pretending like I'm on stage and singing and doing all that. And then that exactly that jumping around like just like drum whatever. So I was just kind of getting tired of doing that, and I'm like, all right, let me figure this out. So how I was taught music, I minus orchestra because I forgot all that. I don't know anything about music. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the names of scales on a guitar. I don't know anything about music. Everything was taught by like ear, and feeling. And so like the way that like I made music from the jump was always based around hearing and feeling, not around like, so like in a band, communicating with people who are like well versed in that is a little challenging because I'm like, wait, I can find it on a guitar or on a piano.
Get this, ding,
they're like,
ding, ding,
like
ding,
an A minor,
ding, this one. Did you do that? Ding, ding, ding.
That's how I exist.
Bow.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. Oh, on the low end, okay. Ooh, yeah,
exactly.
So that's my existence, okay. But so I wanted to take it for real. So I started playing. I was in like a hardcore band, and then we got to do a lot of like touring and stuff. And I hopped from them to another hardcore band, did a lot of touring with them. They were signed at the time, and we don't need to talk about that. That's irrelevant. That's
not the part we're talking about. But okay, you've done it. You're touring.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
What did you think about touring?
It's definitely.
Give me your top 2 favorite things about touring and your least 2.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say for starts, if you're a musician and you haven't done it, I definitely say do it because it is a lot of fun. Okay. It's also a lot of not fun. This is my opinion though. So let's see. So some of the things that weren't so fun, I lived off of like $5 per diems because like we were out on the road every single day. So every day I got $5 to like, that's after everything
Go
was divided.
wild.
Everything went to gas. Yeah, I mean, we weren't like huge, you know, like it wasn't like, yeah. Yeah, I just remember like always trying to fill as much food in under like $5 that I can.
Give me a day of food in $5 per diem. What could you get? What were your tricks?
I ate a lot of baby food.
Okay.
It was like 50 cents or something for the little jars.
Like the ones that you like heat up, or like the fruit ones?
Oh, fruit ones.
He was like, I can't even afford applesauce. I would like a little apricots in my stuff.
Yeah,
variety.
I ate a lot of baby food and like a bag of like baby carrots and like corn tortillas and like avocados and just like smash them on there.
Okay. I love it. All right. So baby food, carrots, avocados, and corn tortillas. This you can live on that. You can do it.
Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that was.
So this is the late teens, early 20s, or in your
20s? Late teens, early 20s. Yeah. So that was not that fun. And then also what wasn't fun is we had a van and we had a trailer. The trailer, along with carrying the gear, there was like a closet that was built in on the side, and it was like that's where we just like hung clothes and luggage or whatever. But there was a bunk bed that was built in the back seats, so it was like, but the van was so packed, right? So it's like you had like we had like a tour manager that was there. We had someone who did merch that was there. So like it was like cramming like 7 disgusting like sweaty people in a van. And then like going to bed after a show. It was so gross. It was so gross. But I don't love that. But I always was thankful because there was like there were times where like people at the show would we would try to hustle too. We were like, hey, can we just crash there? Like if you want. And like people were
how do you feel about us laying on the floor? Like
yeah. I preferred someone's floor, like a stranger's floor, than in the back in there with them. So
right.
So that was kind of gross. Now there was a lot of fun too. Like, I mean, it's fun just like trying to find things to do while you're not doing anything at all. Like we would like play like tour games and stuff, and like really like silly, ridiculous ones that are like, they're like weird stuff with food. It was so gross. It was disgusting. It was.
I swear, boys will do. You guys put a lot of. I was trying to find 2 different ways of saying that without it sounding inappropriate. You will consume almost anything. I did it.
Pretty much.
I did it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
We're disgusting. Anyway, all that stuff was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm really, really like happy I did it and everything. But I do think that for anybody who's out there, like who hasn't done it yet, or like who has yet to experience it, I think if there's an opportunity to, like, even if it's like an absolutely just shitty tour that you go on by yourself and you're just, like, I don't know, you're getting like, I don't know, like you're paying to have to play it or something. Just like really bad experiences in the beginning are like good experiences. So I think it's
life affirming and character building.
It is. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. So what did we do after that?
I started doing like a solo thing, doing the like folk storytelling stuff, like relevant yet irrelevant things, but like relevant in a sense of, because of all that, this is the reason that I made Ambergrove, but irrelevant because it's something you can do whenever you want, and like you could tell a story if you want to, or you don't have to at all. Like there's no algorithm to music. Like, so like that's sort of like what this whole thing's about, essentially. Like it's not like, yeah.
Okay, so you did your solo career for a period of time. I mean, do you feel like maybe, and I'm guessing, your personality, that whenever you're in the thing that you're in, that's the thing for right now, and that you're an evolving human, which, I mean, we all hope to be.
Yeah, we are.
But you're, you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm done with this thing. I'm done mm-hmm. touring in the heavy metal rock band. Now I'm going to do the solo thing, the, indie mm-hmm. folk, and I'm going to do that for a while. And then until that kind of ran its course, mm-hmm, and you have like a new realization.
Yeah.
And then that's brought you into Ambergrove.
Yeah. Essentially it's both based around what I've experienced. I'm not jaded or anything. I don't mean it in that light, but like, just the things that that I was doing at the time with that type of mindset. So like when I was in the hardcore band, let's start even earlier. When I was playing music with my dad, my mindset didn't want to, right?
Right.
In the hardcore band, right? Mindset's like, let me do this for real. Let me tour. Let me do all that stuff. Cool. Mindset was that. From there, mindset was, you know what? I'm sick of hardcore metal music. I don't even listen to it. Like I listen to mostly folk songs, and that's what I like to do, and that's what I like to play. So let me pick up a guitar and sing and get a band together and do that. Mindset at the time, right? And then here we are. So I'm not like trying to make a statement per se. Like I know it could seem that way. I'm not really trying to make a statement. I don't really care like what anybody really thinks about it at all, or like to me, it's just about the music, and it's just about the art and you know, telling the story of the people who are behind the music, rather than it's just like me. Stories about me, songs are about me. I'm writing this. I have a story to tell. It's not really about that. Like it's like I just really wanted to find a way to like leave genre out the window, leave genre bias out the window, and find a way to like, this is for people who just like music, right? Like if you listen to music, I hope for you to like Ambergrove. That's just it. If you like music, I hope you like Ambergrove. If you don't, that's completely fine. But I want to try to find a way to incorporate the genre that you listen to in these songs, and like and I want to do it in a way where I want to bring people together through that, like and like that means like that there's people that I've like made songs with from all parts of the world that are a part of Ambergrove, and that's kind of, I mean, I could ramble forever.
The people that are a part of this project, I mean, do they feel the same way? Are they also interested in being anonymous and also just highlighting the music, or they just want to do music? I mean, kind of what's the idea for them?
Well, for them, so no, not really. No, I don't like go up to them and you know, make a big like spiel like I'm an anonymous like masked individual and you'll never know. It's not like that. I'm
the masked band.
I make it about them. I make it about the people that are on the songs. And so what I do is I intentionally find people who make music in different genres and who are really good at what they do. And they bring them together on songs to where those genres shouldn't really belong. And I tell them, play whatever you want, do whatever you want. Whatever gets recorded is going to remain on that song. It's going to get mixed. It's like, so it's like, you know, sometimes I even like, I love it even unmixed, like that part. Like if they play it and it's like in a shitty, like their audio's quality is really bad, I'm like, cool, we can make this work. And I'll leave that quality in the song. And so, yeah, it's about blending people's, what they do best together into one to make something when you're sick of listening to the same songs over and over and over again. Like, again, I remind you, going back to the beginning of what I said about the kids project, like painting and things like that, it's like you're in class and you have a piece of paper and everybody just colors on it. That's all it really is.
And what is your hope for the future? I mean, you're going to release songs every month until you die?
No, so it's like it's going into, it's still.
And I meant that in the best way. I didn't mean that to sound.
I don't know.
Like, you're just going to do this until you die? Oh my God. It's great. I want to do this every month until I die. So don't.
Yeah. No. No. It's a lot. I'll be honest. It's a lot more exhausting putting it into words than actually doing it, because doing it is still as simple as picking up a piece of paper and coloring. It's not really like, there's not that much thinking or explanation that goes into it. So the fun thing about it is like, so, all right. So I have an album coming out, May 2nd. That's the debut Ambergrove album. And I've been releasing singles. I think I'm on the 4th one right now. There's one more coming out.
Recessive is your most recent?
Recessive is the most recent. Yep. And so from there, like, I don't know. It's kind of like sky's the limit. That's the fun thing about it. Like it can completely evolve into something else. It'll still be called Ambergrove, but if the next album's a satanic black metal album, that's so be it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, but yeah, no, I definitely want to, after the album comes out, I think definitely want to play shows, but like, I don't want to play it in the same way, in the same vein that I played it, like, you know, back in the day. Like, just
okay, like, how would you do it? Are you Wizard of Oz?
Yeah,
behind a curtain.
My hope, yes. No, I just want to have a lot of fun with it. I want to be like a bunch of kids on stage having fun, you know, like, but like in a creative way, like, so I don't know. I just want to. It's gonna take some. it's going to take some brain power to think about that and like get it all together. But everything that I've ever like thought of for this project, it's been executed. So I'm not worried about that. Like,
would you be on the stage?
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe some of your other collaborators.
Oh, everybody will be. If they can make it, because like I'm not gonna. I'm not rich. I can't like fly people out from.
I feel that I can't fly myself out.
No. I think it'll just be like it'll just be. It'll just be. I'd like to have some people from the album on stage, but if they can't, that's not. Yeah, that won't be how it is. But I'm definitely gonna have a band and stuff, and definitely want to have fun with it. You know, the projector. Like
I was gonna say, I imagine that you're a big light show guy.
Yeah, it'll be that
experience.
A lot of fun. Yeah, want to get like a bunch of big mirrors and stuff to like I don't just some fun, just have some fun. But yeah, so that's probably I'm hoping that's what's gonna that's where I'm gonna put all my energy to after the album comes out. So but yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's I think it's whatever it is. It's like I guess back to what you said. Am I gonna do this till I die? Yeah, Ambergrove till death. That's what it's gonna be, and whatever it becomes. I might even just pass it on to somebody. I might pass it to you. Do you want to be Ambergrove?
I don't know. I really do want to. How much depends on how much you're willing to teach me. I mean, the thing that I'm most interested in, especially with, projects like what you're doing, is where you're saying somebody's coming in, they're bringing the thing that they're really good at, or a sound that they really like, or a beat that they think is cool, or whatever they're bringing to it that is their little, flavor flav. And then that you're going to add to it. Like, how did you get good at mixing? What's your producer background? How did you work on those skills to make those better so that you could take something that's raw with shitty audio quality and make it sound cool? Because I listened to your stuff and it's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That really, really means a lot.
Really beautiful.
I really appreciate it. That actually means a lot. So thank you. I'm not just saying that. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, so I actually, I can produce, but I am awful at mixing. I am horrible.
Okay,
horrible.
What is it? I don't understand that statement. Okay, explain to me. I know mixing and mastering. I understand the concepts behind it. It's taking the tracks and basically, I'll put this in my personal layman's terms, that we're balancing it out where you're hearing what you want to hear, not hearing too much of what we don't want to hear, and it sounds quote unquote balanced. And then the mastering is the final touches that gives it that woo 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 magic. You're like, it's perfection. Those people have got to be a weird sort, the people that master all the time.
No, they are.
Like, I don't even know. I swear to God, I keep telling my roommate, because like she's like, oh, do you hear that little tinging in the background? I was like, no. Yes. I don't. What are you talking about? Okay. But producing is writing the parts, writing the tracks, making the tracks.
Yeah. So, remember, don't quote me. I know nothing about music. So
right, yeah, okay. No, we're just like two dummies just talking about music as best we can.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Exactly. So
listen, we're talking to people who are also not music masters. There may be some people out there like, they said that wrong. It's in 3/4 time and it's an F sharp, not an F natural. And we're gonna and everybody else is out there like, what's an F natural?
Oh
like,
yeah, they're out there. Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Well, to my understanding, which again, I don't hold me to this. So I just say producer because like I look at it like, so like think about like the conductor, like so like someone who can be a part of like the writing process, a part of like what you might hear in a song during some parts. I'm trying to simplify like
dumb it down for me, babe. Dumb it down.
Well, no, it's dumbed down for me. So I'm explaining. This is
we're taking it down another notch. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like producer, conductor, right? So like it's different than the writer. Like you can like the writer writes the song, but the producer makes it like what parts should all come together and make sense. All right. So then the recording engineer is like the what you said about mixing and whatnot. Right. So it's like, they hop on whatever they're using, Pro Tools, Logic, whatever, and they get all the volumes balanced. They make sure parts are pitch corrected, cut, and like, I mean, producer can also like, that's a part of like cutting parts and things like that. But they can go to the recording engineer and go, hey, make that part sound like this. Do that, shorten that, add that, make that louder. Like, and they go, and the recording engineer.
Who's the most annoying person in the sound booth?
Phew. I don't. You'd have to ask a recording engineer. I don't know. Like that.
Okay.
They have. Okay, so
They have
the
the
recording
control.
Yeah, the recording engineer essentially. I mean, if they're a good one, they'll both offer their ideas and listen to
Oh.
yours. You know, so it's like they're the ones who are the ones sitting there doing all the math, doing it all digitally. You know, so
It all just
and
seems like literal magic to me.
it's wizardry.
I'm
And
going. Teach me how to be a witch.
yeah,
I want to be
exactly.
a witchy woman and witchy music, and I
It
want to.
is sorcery at its it is
Yes.
source. Yes. So and then the mastering engineer is strictly for the song's overall volume. So it's like it's like a one bar and it's like louder, 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 quieter, quieter, quieter. So if you hear some songs that like you listen to on wherever you like to listen to music,
Spotify.
yeah, sure, Spotify, and you'll hear a song that might sound louder than another
Yes,
song.
I just did it the other day. Jesse Gold has a song out right now, and I was listening to something else that came on. I was like, "Wow, this is really loud. Why is it so loud?"
Yeah, exactly. So that's the mastering's responsible for the end result of the loudness or softness of the song.
Okay.
Some people want it like big and booming. Some people want it more like lo-fi,
Right.
a little more stripped down. So, but yes, no, I'm not responsible for any mixing or mastering. I'm the conductor and a performer too. So my recording engineer, his name is Nolan Perry. That guy is a genius, and he did every song pretty much that has been Ambergrove. So he is really, really good, and he does the thing that I told you is my favorite, where it's like he offers ideas, but he also listens to me, or he's like,
Yeah,
or
that's not going to work, or that is going to work, or
yeah, I love that. You know, balance scales. You know, so yeah, so yeah, he definitely added his, and he also he's a great whistler, so he whistled on the album too.
Oh, I am obsessed with the whistling.
Yeah.
I don't know what my problem is. I don't know what it means, but I am obsessed with it.
It's hard to do.
I interviewed somebody, their name is Shell, and they live in Nashville, and they're a great whistler.
Okay.
And who else is a good whistler? Steven Sanchez, I think, has whistling. Harry Styles is a good whistler. He's one of my faves. And he whistles well. He whistled on a song for Cam called Changes. And I'm like, did they auto-tune your whistle, or your whistle is just that good?
Maybe both. Maybe like in the studio they auto-tune the whistle, but like they could probably pull that off live. A good whistler is a good whistler.
Is it
like
good breath work? Is that what whistling is?
I don't know.
I know.
I whistle
I need to talk to a
I breathe
whistling
out
expert.
when I whistle. I like blow out. I think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, I blow in.
I do both.
I don't know.
Okay, so let's figure out this really great sound coming through, and somebody's listening to this in their car. I'm like, oh, that's really loud, the whistling. Sorry, we're not professional whistlers. Whistling, God, such a great. I don't know. I do get stuck on that. The whistling thing. I think it's really great.
It's cool. It's cool.
a special talent. The other thing, I think it's equivalent to is people who play the harmonica.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a special skill that you can either you're really great.
They're all different keys. They're all different.
I don't. You ever tried to play a harmonica?
Yeah, I have.
It's such a joke. I was like, who is doing this? What is that little tiny hole for? What do you do? What do you mean?
Yeah.
My mouth doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to play some more instruments. I think that.
Do you play anything?
I play the piano. So I started, I have a similar, I can read some. I took piano for 2 years, like 11 to 13. But all I would do was copy back whatever she played. So I could tell that that's what it was on the page, but I wasn't really reading it. I was just copying what she does. And I started writing music before I started taking lessons, like instrumental piano music. So I was an instrumental piano player as a young preteen, which is a real niche thing to be. So I did that for a really long time. And then I started writing songs. Like all I had to do was have, a divorce at, 28 and the songs that come out of that.
Do you still have them?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever share them? Or is that not?
I've shared them with like people that are like in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
I unless it's like a personal sentimental thing, I'd love to hear it.
We'll work something out. I'm not closing
Okay.
any doors. I'm not being weird about anything. We'll see
Okay.
what we can
Okay.
do. And I've
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Heck
recently
yeah.
decided that I'm going to get lessons so that I can learn how to
Oh,
improvise a little
cool.
bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like learning, different riffs on the guitar.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
I need the things for the piano that I
Mm-hmm.
just have not learned. And once I learn it, then I can incorporate it every time I'm playing something else. And then I'll be
Yeah.
like, ding, 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 ding. And they'll be like, you did that 17 times in this song. But listen, I just learned it today.
No. Yeah.
Because you get excited about a new riff
For
or
sure.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's definitely on my list of things to do. And then I would love to, like, when I do have the big artists, sit them down and
Mm-hmm.
like do a spliff of their song.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see.
But
So just like on the fly, just bust it out or something. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Pick whatever their favorite song is. And then I'll just kind of like recap the interview
Yeah.
and then be
yeah.
like, you got anything? Do you want to say a little bit of golden?
Yeah. Have them add on to it. Exactly. Don't tell them. But don't tell them. Just start. Just make it awkward, or whatever. Just be like, "Hey, I have something for you," and you just start playing on the piano, and then go, "Okay, go. Your turn. Go.
Your turn.
Go.
You make something
I'm playing. Yeah.
Because that is what you guys are doing in the room, right? I mean, you guys are just really and truly fucking around.
Depending on who you ask, I mean, that's what I do. Yeah, I don't know. Like some people might be like, no. There's more to it than that. But I don't know.
Taylor Swift says she has like a formula. There's a plan, and I'm like,
there can be if you want it to be though. There can be a formula, yeah, but it doesn't have to. Like, I mean, there's no how-to guide for music. I mean, there's just
okay. What's something that you had to put away that you like believed is truth about music or about songwriting that you've had to discard because it's just not real to you?
Let me think about that one. I think one of the things that I think I did have to discard is, well, actually a couple of things. I think one of them is having to tell a story. And I get that people want that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of musicians who all have their own stories to tell, and that's fine. Like I did too. Like I told stories too, but I think I used to think that you had to or something. Like it has to be a story about something. Like, because I think I used to say, I think what I've heard, like what people have told me before, they're like, how can you not write about anything? How can there still has to be a story? But I'm just kind of like, I mean, is there a story if I told you I don't know what the song's about? Like, I don't know. I mean, you might make a story from it, but do I have to? Like, I don't know. It's just, that's one of the things.
I think sometimes that's the thing about interpretation of a song. It's like, I've heard people say, for the artists that like to say what their song's about and the artists that don't like to say what their song's about, what I appreciate is when they go, I just don't like to take from them what they think it is about. So I agree that, yes, sometimes having the story is great because the story you're telling is so authentic to where you were personally in that moment that resonates with however many other people that are having some kind of similar experience. And sometimes, I appreciate a song that just makes me feel good, that I can just have as an experience.
Right. And also, it's interesting too, because it's like, let's say like your favorite song by Harry Styles, you find out later down the road that, like you said, like let's say the song's just about like a chair that
fell over.
Yeah, a chair that fell over. That could break some hearts.
That was the falling. And I'd be like,
yeah, that could break some hearts. So it's like, just leave, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with telling a story too. Like if that's for the musicians out there who want to tell stories or, whatever, or tell people what their stories are about, that's cool. Like there's no, anyway, that was, I think one of the things I had to abandon, because I think I used to think you had to tell a story. And then the second thing that I abandoned is like when you like submit your music to like playlists and stuff, or I don't, that's what people do.
You tell me what they do, because I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
Well, you have an option to submit your music to playlisters, and if they like it or not, if they like it, they'll feature you on their Spotify playlist or whatever, YouTube, whatever. And if they don't, they won't, right? But they'll give you, if you request it, they'll give you honest feedback, right? Oh. So like they'll tell you kind of like, let's say they don't like it, but they're like trying to be nice about it. They might just be like, hey, overall vibe of the song sounds really good. I like your song, but I don't know how to playlist it on my playlist because my playlist has a vibe. You know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of like that's like the kind of like the nice way of saying like no, I can't do that. You know? So anyway, so early on, like in it's probably would have been the time that I was like wrapping up all the folk stuff, and I was like sending music to playlisters left and right, and like and by the way, to this day I still do, but sending music to playlisters left and right, and getting like rejected a lot, you know. And I think what it'll do is what it did for my brain was like I think I also thought that I need to write songs a certain way, which is particularly what I was doing in playing like indie folk, whatever you want to call it, music. I was it was like, okay, this is a formula, right? My song's under 4 minutes and 50 seconds. It has a verse and then a chorus and then a verse again and then another chorus and then a bridge and then it ends with the chorus. You know, it's like, it's just that formula that I'm like, wow, it's cozy. People are comfortable with it. You know, it has if it's a love song, it's a bunch of I love yous. And if it's a sad song, it's woe, it's me, you know? So it's like, there was like a formula that I thought you had to follow in order for people to like your music. So like, those are the two, I think the two things I just said is also part of the reason where I'm just like, you know, there's no, like I said, if I want to make a black metal album next, that's what's going to happen. And I'll probably still submit it to the playlisters. And if it doesn't fit, that's just fine.
Right.
Like, I don't know what else to, you know.
I mean,
anyway.
Do you think that having that amount of rejection is, I mean, how do you make it character building instead of life sucking?
Well,
how do you adjust your ego?
Well, so it's always like, at least to me, what's most important is to like remind, or again, this is just me, but like to remind, you know, yourself why you did it to begin with. Like if you did it to begin with and so that would mean you're not just a musician, because music and art, there's nothing that like defines that as industry. So that would mean if you want to start from the beginning and say, I want to be a huge famous musician, I want to be Taylor Swift, right? And then you create music in order to do such, but then you keep getting rejected. You're also thinking about music, which is art, and then you're thinking about industry, which is like fame or Taylor Swift or whatever, you know. So I think when you let go of all of those mindsets and you remind yourself what music always was, what it is, and what it will be, that is the most freeing and liberating experience ever. And you know what? It doesn't mean you don't have to like. It's not like, you know, it's just really just like believing in yourself and the music that you make and what you enjoy, and not doing it for others. Like if you don't want to, I mean, if you want to, sure, go do it for others. It doesn't matter really. At the end of the day, none of it matters. Music's always just music, you know, like it's not that rocket science. It's not that crazy.
Also like, it's subjective it's subjective. Just because somebody doesn't like your song doesn't mean that your song is bad inherently.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, it's a peach and not everybody likes peaches. I still love that metaphor, because I feel like, you know, the most beautiful peach, the most luscious peach with all of the fuzz and the beautiful curves, and you bite into it, it's juicy and it's delicious. And somebody goes, oh my God, I hate peaches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're like, how do you hate this gorgeous, delicious peach? What is wrong with you? Something's like, no, nothing's wrong with them. They like fucking kiwi, or they're nectarine people, like psychopaths. You know, like I don't know. Yeah, it's just not. It's not their thing, and it doesn't mean it's bad. And there's so many people looking for music. Right. That's why we've got to have, like, my son was like making a playlist for something, and he was like, "Mom, there is infinite music. There's more music." I said, "Are you saying that I'll be doing this forever? I could do this. Yeah. I can do this every day." And he was like, "Mom, I'm telling you, it's endless, the amount of music that is available to us." So like, it really is. It's wonderful. And load it up every day. Yeah. Load it up every day. Give me another one.
So true. Imagine if everybody who's out there making music thought about, like, you know, everybody strictly just had like, this is, I'm going to be famous. This is for, you know, it's like, I mean, for the ones out there who like, maybe that's the hope, right? Maybe that's the dream, man. I'd love to do this full time and not have to work a stupid job or whatever, you know, like that's right. That's like, that'll be great. But I look at it as like, just make, you know, and also I'm not I'm not trying to get on a pedestal here and like make this like epic speech about what music is. It's just really just like, yeah, I'd say this. I mean, this applies to anything in life. Just do what makes you happy, do what you love. And, I don't know, if you want to throw caution to the wind, do that. I mean, it's like gambling. So it's like, if you're a gambler, right, you're willingly,
but you really have nothing to lose putting it out.
You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. So exactly. So, and that's exactly, I mean, that's why I made Ambergrove too. Cause it's just like, it's not as, nothing's as crazy as it seems, I don't know.
How does it feel? Like, okay, so when did you start Ambergrove? When did you start releasing music?
Yeah. I put it together, I think in 2019, but, between a lot of that, like it was a lot of ironing things out. So, I mean, there were gaps. So technically it's like, I don't know what put it together means, like what made an Instagram account, I guess. I don't know. Like, so I guess,
when do you think the genesis of Ambergrove
I just say 2019. Yeah. Okay. I just say 2019. So yeah, I think it's, I just 2019, I think there was like, between then and before I started releasing singles from the album, there have been about like, I think 7-8 singles out, no EPs, no albums.
So this is the first album coming out, May
debut
2nd.
Album. Yep, debut album. Lots and lots of collaboration. It's been lots of just doing weird, fun.
Are you going to put out vinyls?
Yeah. I actually. So what? Yeah. So what? I'm a little scared because I'm like, so first of all, I've always wanted to. I've never made with like bands from the past. I've never made anything into like a record. I mean, I don't even own a record player. I'm not gonna lie, but I just want.
I don't either, and I have records.
Yeah. Exactly. I just really want to do that, and like, I've made like CDs back in the day, and I still have boxes and boxes of them, and it was just like
pre-order.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Do pre-order.
Yeah, that's smart. That's what everybody's been telling me. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And maybe I'll like take a poll or something like, hey, if you did like the album, you want a record? I always wanted this album. I really want to turn into
you need to start promoting the vinyl now and start putting the pre-order links out there.
That's
and
smart.
For people that are interested are absolutely going to want it. They're going to want to see what the art is going to be like.
Sure.
They want to know that, and if you've got a track listing, they want to know that too. But they want it.
Yeah. I think that's what I'll
pre-order. I know that's what the small indie artists are doing because I've watched them do it over and over again.
Do you know any sites? Do you know any good? Like,
I don't know, but you know who I think is a good resource, and I don't know if he will answer you directly. But there's also a podcast related to a lot of the stuff he talks about. His name is Nick D.
Let me write this down. What Nick?
Nick NIC, and then D as in the letter.
Oh, Nick D. Yeah.
Yeah, and he does a lot of stuff with Connor Price.
Okay.
And they're both indie artists, no labels. I don't know if Connor Price has a label, but Nick D doesn't. And he does his thing, his own. He has millions of streams per day.
Is this independent podcast? NDP?
I don't know what the podcast name is. I can't remember.
Okay. No worries. We could talk after, but yeah.
But anyway, he decided on a certain amount, I think, and then said, okay, go ahead and order these. And he did it in a certain color. And then he was like, all right, we're going to do some more. You guys have asked for some more. So he did his like that. But he talks a lot about how to make money without a label, how to do it where it makes sense to you, where you're not wasting money on, doing
unnecessary,
right? Like where you're not going to end up with 4 boxes of leftover vinyl.
Sure,
nobody wants that. That's not fun for anybody.
Right.
But I definitely think, those are the things you have. So maybe try to reach out to him. Maybe he has a team. See what.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'll see if I can find the podcast that he talks on, where they talk a lot about independent artists and
that's amazing.
Tips and tricks and whatever for them to understand how to kind of maneuver through the business. I mean, that's part of what I'm trying to do with this particular podcast is to show people that there's not one way to do this.
Bless you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. There's not one way. I had that very specific framework for how that works, but it can be so many different ways. And I just love the idea that there's not just one way to do this. There's a lot of different ways, and let's open our minds about how we're letting people experience music. I do feel like the topic is coming up a lot recently about losing genres. I mean,
Mhm.
I still feel like people want to put things in buckets. Everybody likes to take things and put all the reds together and put all the
Yeah, they
greens
do.
together. They
Yep.
like to do that because this is where you belong, because it's neat and organized. All those type
Yeah.
A's.
Yeah.
Type A's are not making music, I don't think.
Or they're doing it to as a type A would, which might be a little.
Right. Where you're like, I don't really feel like it has to be just like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
but the majority of them are free creatives,
Yeah.
neurodivergent, running
Yep.
around in circles, being like,
Yep.
I don't feel that today. Let's do something different.
Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. It's great.
Great.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
What's your pitch to somebody when you go, I like what you
Genre.
do and I want you to be a part of what I'm doing? Like, how do you pitch them?
So honestly, it's not like as like I don't. It's not like super like cool. It's like it's not like they're like former friends of a buddy of mine that I know, and I met them through them. It's like I literally I either DM them or shoot them an email, and I'm just like, hey, I love what you do. There's a part that I can hear you on, and you can play whatever you want, and and if you want to, like, cool, and if you don't, that's fine. Like, but
and how
I
many?
ask a lot.
If you send out 30 emails, how many responses do you get?
I've definitely gotten. I don't know. I can't really quantify, but I've gotten people who have been like, yeah, I'm down, and then they just don't follow back for whatever reason, which is fine. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't get like my feelings hurt or anything, but it's like, if they're like, yeah, I'm down, or, maybe they'll hear the song and they don't like it, or maybe they got too busy, or doesn't matter. That's all right.
Things,
yeah. That's okay. So I do get that a lot, but then there's times where people are just like, oh, like, hell yeah. Like it doesn't take that much. And it's really like surprising. Like,
I think it's just whether or not it's meant to be. And I know
of course,
a lot of people put a lot of stock into that kind of thing, but I had reached out to somebody that I saw, that I was like, I don't know how I don't know who you are. And so I just started going into DMs being like, let me interview you. But anyway, this guy immediately reached back out and he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, well, send me an email. And like, immediately sent me an email. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well,
it's great.
Let's pick a date. And he was like, how about the day after tomorrow? And I was like, shit. Yes. I will make that. And I was like, so when it really does happen like super quick, and then you're just like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm so ready, whatever. Cause they're happy or excited to do the thing too.
Yeah. And there's literally like, I don't like, I think the other mindset, like, I think I used to be like ashamed and stuff back in the day to like ask people for help, or like ask to like collaborate, or like, like, cause everybody's, mine included. I was like, no, I'm not going to ask them. Like, I could do it. I could figure it out. Or like something like that. Like, everybody's like,
the ego gets in the way.
It gets in the way. Yeah.
What if you don't like what I did? And what if I don't like what you do? And I have to be like, dude, I can't use that.
Exactly. So I think like, again, like, I think like just, I have like, I don't have any, like, I have especially with Ambergrove, I have nothing to lose. I have no shame in anything. I'll slide into Taylor Swift's DMs, or I'll slide in as like someone who has like 2 followers. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Like I'm doing it because I really enjoy the music that other people make. Like I probably might say I have more fun listening to music than I do making music. And like I like, it's everybody that I've like communicate with. I listen to their music. Like independent, huge, signed, not, whatever, demos. I love it all. So it's like, it's not really, it's, I mean, like, and I make music too, but I always think people make music better than me. And I don't mean that in like a self-deprecating way. I have like much more respect for it, than like my own, I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm just having fun. Like, let's go. You want to have fun with me?
So are they. So are they. Give yourself a little bit of credit. It takes a lot to take something that you've made and then put it out there and give it to the world to take in and to enjoy. And I think it's such an incredibly special thing. Okay. I have made my 7 rapid fire questions, which I say every single time are neither rapid, although there are 7.
Okay.
There's nothing about fire. They're all, they're not difficult, but they're not easy. But you get new ones because this is a project on a person, so I'm not going to ask personal personal questions, but
Okay.
it'll be kind of related to the project. Okay.
Beautiful. Let's go.
So, what's a completely unrelated field or idea that secretly influenced your work or the project, that secretly influenced the project?
Food, culinary, the food scene.
Okay.
That's
elaborate.
I love I love cooking. I love watching people cook. I love eating. I love trying new food. I love all that. So and I think now, mind you, I'm saying cooking, not baking. Okay,
right. Those are very different things. For people that don't know, it's very different.
Yes. Baking is sooner, like it from my brain is like, remember what I said where I'm like, yeah, I don't really know music theory. Baking to me is a little closer to that. Whereas cooking is like making music where it's like, you know what, you can make a mistake. Yes. You can make a mistake on a dish and you can recover, you know, like, so I think that would be, I think I have a lot of influence in cooking. So I think that would be the secret inspiration to
I love that. I was like, I don't know how he said the answer to this. What's a question you wish people asked about your work, but they haven't yet?
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
I'm good.
I wish people would ask me, but they haven't yet. Okay. I won't answer it though. Is that okay? Okay. What's the point? What's the point of even doing this?
I had a feeling that was coming.
Okay.
I'm hoping that I'm sorry. Did I have? No, I didn't, because I had that in there, and I was like, I'm not going to ask him that question. I had something in there about like, I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was something similar to like, what do you want people to take from this project? But I have similar questions. How do you want this project to make people feel?
I want them to feel whatever they want to feel. So like, I don't have an expectation of how I think they should feel. I know what I'm doing. I'm delivering this in as honest as I can. And that's what's most important to me. What they take from it, if anything at all, could be even nothing. You can hate it. You can think it's bad. Let's say you listen to it and it's awful. That's enough for me. Like, let's say you don't listen to it or you don't want to listen to it. That's cool. And if you feel something, that's amazing. And like, that's your story. Like, it's not mine.
Okay. If your project had a mascot, what creature or object would it be?
Oh, this is a good one. I have like a nerdy side. I really love like Magic the Gathering and stuff.
I feel it.
Oh, okay. No, this is going to take me long because like I have like so many that I'd like to. Okay, so I'd say like a shapeshifter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a shapeshifter because like I don't know. I'm going to take too long on this because I might regret choosing that and then I might think of something else and I don't know. Yeah, it'll get too nerdy.
I love nerdy. Listen, the nerdier the better as far as I'm concerned because it's just so much fucking fun. What snack? Now, how did I even know this? What snack pairs best with experiencing your work?
Ooh, okay. Let's see.
I'm sitting down for the first time. I'm going to listen to the album that's coming out on May 2nd. What snack or snacks?
I'm gonna say popcorn because you're in for a ride. How's that? Is that good? Was that good? Yeah. You're in for a wild ride. Grab your popcorn.
Okay. What's the most freeing part of being anonymous or not being the center of your work?
So I think I don't want to make a big. I'm not. My intention isn't to make a big scene around it. And anonymity. Yeah. It's not like that really. Like, I mean, if you go and look at credits, I mean, I'm there, you know, like I'm on
but
this
I'm
stuff,
saying,
you know, like, but
like Sia, obviously we knew who Sia was, but the whole point of Sia is that she was walking around being able to be anonymous in situations where the Taylor Swifts and the Harry Styles of the world are just not going to get that.
Yeah, so I think the most freeing part about it is like, so at least from my perspective, I'm like, all right, like anybody who has a face, and it's all beautiful, right? Like everybody's beautiful. Like to me, I'm just like, wow, everything's beautiful. Animals, people, like we all have that. We all have, we exist in that way, and that's cool. And I think it's freeing to not have to worry about. I mean, there's not an image to any of this, but there's also not. So it's like, I think it's just like, I'm really wanting to put the focus on what's being made and not like who's really doing it per se. Like I could be writing every single song and lying to you about every single one of these things, or I could be playing not anything at all. What does it matter? I'm not using AI though. I'm not using AI. So that I will throw that in there. There's no cheating around this. so, but if you'd like to use AI, more power to you. No disrespect. I'm just saying. So yeah, I think that's what's freeing about it. It's just kind of like, there's no musical formula. There's no, I'm doing whatever I want.
Okay. This is a little personal. What are your words? This is the final number 7. What are your words to live by?
My words to live by.
I always tell people to go to the thing that you're saying to yourself the most recently, because I feel like words to live by changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the bio of like of the Ambergrove Instagram page. It says "Come and get free." I think to
come and get what?
Oh, sorry. It's come and get free, and it's. I live in terms of just being like free, like as best as I can be upstairs, in the brain. So like I'm just kind of like, nothing is as bad as it seems, and also nothing is as good as it seems. It's like, it's just it like, things can be whatever you want it to be. So if you want it to be bad, it can be bad. If you want it to be good, it can be good. And that's the most freeing thing about everything. And if you accept that, like, yeah, that's it. But I'm also not someone of wise words, so don't listen to anything that I say. Disclaimer: don't listen. I'm not like a visionary.
You're not a guru.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so the new album is coming out on May 2nd. Do we have a title for the album?
Yeah, the album's called "I Love You as a Bright Horizon," and the whole concept of the album is about making it what you want it to be. And if you find something on there that you like, and you can create a story or not, that's amazing. It's about like, how, I don't know. It's like I'm using it as like a North Star for like people who like to listen to music, who are maybe a little sick of listening to the same songs over and over again. Not that I'm claiming to be like this big original, masterpiece, but it's the whole album's about interpretation. It's 15 songs. May 2nd. I hope everyone likes it. It took 3 years. 3 years, 3.5, 4 years, maybe 4 years. It took about 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. 4 years in the making, May 2nd. Tell me the title again.
I Love You as a Bright Horizon.
I Love You as a Bright Horizon. I love it. Okay, so we need to get the artwork up, what the vinyl is going to look like, get us some pre-orders.
Heck yeah.
We'll get on the Instagram. Are you on TikTok as well? Yeah?
I am. Yeah. It's just, I think it's just the Ambergrove. I have like everything. I'm on every.
We're gonna find you in all of the places. I cannot thank you enough for spending time with me today.
Yes, this was so much fun. Like, thank you, Heather. It really means a lot.
It was so great. I do hope that as you move forward, that you continue to evolve and develop and grow as Ambergrove makes its space in the world for everybody to hear the stories that people either want to hear, how they feel and how they take it in, and that you continuously find people that are willing to collaborate with you and be a part of this journey so that you can continue to experience joy in this way. It is evident to me that music is a part of your person. It is in you. So I'm so excited for you and your future. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for the kind words. And maybe we can make a song.
Piano. Yeah, let's do.
I got a ukulele right here. We can, whatever. Just that's my sign off. That's my sign off.
Yeah, I think that would be super fun. I'm down. All I'm trying to do is get in the studio. I sit anytime my roommate and I, we watch some documentary or whatever, and they're in the studio, whatever. I'm like, put me in the room. Just put me in the room. Like, I don't know what I can do until somebody gives it. Like, give me a tool. What tool do you have? What does that do? I'll tell you if it sounds good.
Yeah.
I can be a music producer. I just know it.
Yeah, you can.
Anyway.
You can.
This was so great. So awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody check out Ambergrove, and I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I was going to sing you a little song about what did you learn on Master Muse today? Then I was like, no, don't sing them a song. They'll be fine without it. But what did you learn on Master Muse today? I'm just kidding. All right, I'm in a mood. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Another reminder, do it however you freaking want to do it. Do it however you want. It's amazing, and I love you. I hope you have a wonderful week this week, and look out for a special project for me and Ambergrove coming up on the next EP or LP. I don't know. I could be on there. I definitely want to have a song on the streaming services at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do a music video, but maybe, I don't know. I'm not taking anything out of the realm of possibilities. Okay, guys, I love you. I will see you next time on another episode of Master Muse.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, follow, or comment as your platform allows. And if you want to find out even more about our host, Heather Anna, go to properfangirl.com. That is PROPERFANGIRL.com. There, you will find upcoming events, merch, highlighted episodes, and more. Thanks so much, and see you next week.